Hi, I'm Chris from KrishnadasPhotography.com and welcome to my first tutorial on how you can enhance your photos using simple techniques in Adobe Lightroom. First of all, I would like to say that each photograph requires some amount of processing before you send it for print or share it on the web. This processing could be done on any photo editing software, and for this tutorial I'm using Lightroom. Again, different softwares have different techniques and tools, but the essence remains the same. My intention is to take you through the process in a very simple way without getting into too much of technicality. So let's get right into it. For today's tutorial, I'm using a pic of mine taken in Goa. Time was 12 o'clock noon, bright, sunny and clear. Now let me take you through the different parameters we need to change to enhance our image. The first one is exposure. Increasing or decreasing it changes the brightness level of the image. The second parameter is contrast, which is self-explanatory. The next four parameters changes the highlights, shadows, whites and black components of the image. So as you see, when I change, there are subtle changes happening on the image. For example, right now when I increase the black or decrease the black, you could see the changes that are happening on the image. Next component is clarity. Increasing it changes the sharpness level of the image. Vibrance is something that I don't touch, and saturation, of course, changes the saturation level of the image. So decreasing it completely will make this image black and white. So let's change. So I'll first change the exposure component. I'll take it down. I'll increase the contrast to around 80. Now I'll make changes to the highlights and shadows. I'll take the shadow down to make it a little more dark. I'll increase the white component. Yes, and increase the black component. Next, I'll go to clarity. I'll ensure that I do not take clarity to 100, as it will sort of distort the image. So I'll be very careful when I increase the clarity, and it depends on individual pictures. Vibrance I leave, and saturation I'll decrease it to around between 50 and 60, so I'll rather take it to around 59. There is too much color in this image. Now a little more changes to the black component and the exposure component. Let me see, minus 0.37, I beg your pardon. Now I'll go down to two more parameters. The first one is the sharpening. Now increasing the sharpening of this image, as you see here, increase the amount of detail in the image, and increasing the noise reduction or the luminance decreases the amount of noise that is present in the image, and hence making it smooth. Now you need to ensure that the noise reduction should not be increased to 100, otherwise the image might look animated. So here we are. Now we can go a step ahead. We see that there is a lot of empty and unnecessary space on the left of the frame, little bit on the right too, distracting us from our subject. So what we can do is crop the image to bring the subject into frame. To do that, we'll go to Tools and select Crop. This brings about a border around our image. Now there are two ways to crop the image. The first one is the free size crop, where you click and hold the corner of the border and just drag it as per your liking. The disadvantage being there is no aspect ratio maintained with respect to the image. Let me take it back. And the second way is by holding the shift key and then clicking the corner and dragging it down. What this does is maintain the aspect ratio of the image. Let me adjust. And that's it. So now you can see that using and maintaining the aspect ratio, I have managed to crop an image as per my liking. Another thing that I can do is again press and hold the shift key and drag it up to enter into portrait mode. And now I'll drag the image to the right so that the subject is in focus. A little more adjustment and I think I'm done here. Once you're done, click on done or press enter. So that is how I would process my pics using the simple yet effective techniques in Lightroom. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video and expect lots more in days to come. Kindly leave your valuable comments so that I can improve on my initiative. Thank you.